I'm Michael Kranz. I'm with Caddo, okay? And I'm gonna go over what you should do and what you shouldn't do on an on-car brake light. I asked earlier if you've done some brake work. This will tie in very well to what you've been doing. Well, here's a question to start off. I want to know, teacher, you can't answer, or you can't either. Why does the manufacturers want these to be used in the dealership? Because it's faster? Has anybody got an idea what it does and what makes these different? An on-car lathe makes different than a bench lathe.
We went over it.
Well, I'll go back over it again with you. What is so everything has got run out. Call it wiggle, right? When you do an alignment, right? I was a hunter guy, so whenever you do an alignment, you roll the car. It's compensating for run out. So it has to know that to get the readings correctly, because if it didn't do that, the numbers would be wrong. All right, so a car has run out in the assembly. I don't know how much it is, but there's run out there. So, and I'm just as guilty as anybody else. I've never seen anybody do it, but they'll take the brake lathe, take the rotor off the car that has run out and put it on a bench lathe. Do you ever put a micrometer on it to make sure it's true? No. So actually you're putting run out into the rotor. Right? Now yes, that's been done that way for 100 years, probably more than that. But there's run out there and there's run out there, so now we got run out like this. So after about 15, 20,000 miles, you'll feel the pedal pulsation. If anybody driven a car that's got the pedal, brake pedal does that, your rotor is doing this. What this does, it cuts it in the world that it lives in. So it's gonna match the run out that the car has. And so it'll get a true cut every time, so you won't get that pulsation. So that's the main reason why you want to cut the rotor on the car. Yes, it's easier and it's faster, especially if you got a big truck. I think the Ford, you got to pull the axles out, 6-hour job, pull the calipers off and cut it. So that's the number one reason why you want to do an on-car, cut the rotor on the car. All right, so put the car on the process. You can put the car on the lift, pull the tire off. Well, I'm sorry, before you do that, put it in neutral, emergency brake off. Because if it's in park and you try to drive the rear, it's not going to be good. Same if you got emergency brake on, front wheel drive, same thing. In neutral and emergency brake off. Pull the wheels off. You're going to be doing both sides, pull them both off, pull both calipers off. If you're doing all four, just pull them all off because you're going to be going around the vehicle. We have a program for your smartphone. It's called SuperTech. Let me show it to you. The program's called SuperTech, right here. All right, click on it. Okay. It'll pull up the app. I'm assuming we've got a good signal. And it says adapter search. Adapter search. And I want to put in, I've got a Audi, I'm a rich guy. What am I driving? Let's make it a 20. And find it. All right, so which Audi do, oh, I've got a, those are A's. I got an R8, you know. The Huracan, Audi Huracan, same car. So anyway, I just push the button and it gives you the hat numbers that it is. The hats, the adapters, you've got a number on them, so you know which one it is. Otherwise, you're spending a lot of time trying to figure out which one it is. So now you know which adapter. You've got the caliper off, right? You got the emergency brake off, you got it in neutral. You pull it all off. Now it's going to time you put this on the car. All right, I'm going to move all this away. All right, so I'm just like here on the car. You do not want to use an impact on those. Each one of these hats are about 400 bucks. All right, it's machine tool steel. But can you screw it up? Yeah, you get a big old impact on that. It's like, bah! So I used a wrench to tighten them up with. All right, get them all tight. You don't want to just use 2 or 3, use them all. All right, so now I've got them on there. They all have got this little pin in it. If you can see, take a look, come take a look here. I got a lot of places I can put it in. Right? So all I'm gonna do now, let me back this off. Is I'm gonna walk this over. Come on, take a look. Come over here, guys. See what I'm doing? Do I do that? All right, so what problem can I have with this? With what I'm doing? That's a nut and a bolt. If I'm trying to put a nut and a bolt like this, and I get a wrench on this, it'll strip it out every time. It'll either strip this out or strip this out. It's tight in my hand. If you can't get it tight in my hand, you're doing something wrong. So if it's in a little bit of bind, you might have to lift it up a little bit. See how much difference it made? So now am I tight? When I put this hat on the rotor assembly, on the rotor, I can have a bunch of rust and crap on there, right? So you want to clean all that off because I don't want it in the build run out. I want to clean all that off. I clean all that off, my hub will go on there. All right, makes sense? All right, so I'm gonna do that. So now what do we do there from there? We turn the machine on. You don't have it in park. If you have it in park, bad things happen. Come over here now, take a look over here. Says I'm ready. All I do is push this button, start. It has a planetary gear. We'll be adjusting this way and adjusting that way. It is now matched the run out. That's what I just did. It's critical how this machine works. Now I've just turned it into a regular base lathe, just like that over there. But now I'm matching the run out that the car has. All right, so who's done the most brake work in here? Sorry, Teach. Okay, you're gonna be it. Start setting it up. This moves it. This widens it. You can see my rotor's a little thin, isn't it? All right, so let's wind these out. Lefty, loosey, righty, tighty. Go ahead and get over the center of it. Feel pretty good there? Lock that down. All right, now this moves it in and out. We're in. All right, let's stop right there real quick. I'm gonna move this away. I didn't cover something that's vital. Let's back it out a bit. See that little thing right there? That's a stop. Never, I'll repeat, never take it off. Because what will happen is you'll be in the middle of a job and it's cutting away and someone calls you, teacher, hey, come here, I need to take a look at this, is important. Okay, and you go over there. This will keep running. And it'll keep running, and it'll keep running. Was it a Firestone 2 weeks ago where they took this off, it came running at it, chewed up inside of the window of the car, and the feed screwed up, the internal, on all the gears and the side of there got screwed up too. He goes, yeah, I shouldn't have taken that off. If he'd left that on there, it would have stopped when it was through cutting. It hits this little switch right here, cuts it off. Cannot take this off. It moves so I can, when I want it to shut off, I can slide it back and forth, but never take it off. All right, go ahead and go back. And everybody to understand what he's doing. This loosens this assembly, this loosens the cutting arms. Are you good where your position is?
Yeah.
Lock that down. All right, you're good. Take it all in. So, does everybody understand what a scratch test is? You know what a scratch test is. All right, I want to say there's a right way and a wrong way to do a scratch test, okay? Go ahead and bring it all the way into the center. I personally like to get close without it running, so go ahead and bring them into touch. Yeah, it's loose. Righty tighty, lefty loosey. They're both there. You can turn both of them to the right and touch the rotor. Did you touch the rotor?
Yep.
All right. Did you touch them both sides? Back them off. All right. So now I'm really close. I don't have to worry about it. Now I'm really close. So now I can turn the rotor, turn it on, and I know I'm not going to scratch it, but I'm really close. All right. So this is where I turn it on, and you keep backing it off.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
Just a little bit.
Okay, it's okay. Bring them in, scratch stuff. Each one of those lines is 2,500. You'll know if you get too close. That's why you saw him backing off a bunch. I wanted you to touch it. All right, you're there. All right, are you there on this one?
Yeah.
Well, all right, so you can pull these knobs out. Watch, pull it out. Zero. I'll do the same on that one. All right. Lefty loosey, back them off about 20 thousandths. Just back them off. That's good, that's good. Take it all the way in. Understand this is it's got here and here, so watch both sides as you go in. If you have a lip on the outside or the inside, yeah, you're there on that one, that's close enough. So if you have a lip on the outside, you're going to want to take that lip off first, just like you're doing over here. You want to take that lip off first. All right, go to zero. No, don't put the thing down. Now go to zero. Turn to zero. All right, lefty loosey, righty tight. Tighten it back. Oh, yeah, you're going. You shouldn't be going very far. Yeah. Now we're back to where we started. All right, go back to zero. No, you don't want to pull it out. Go ahead. Now, how much do you want to cut? Take 5,000 off. 2 notches. No, don't pull it out. Turn 2 notches. Now, just keep on with 1 notch or 2 notches. Okay. All right, same here. All right, so now that's how much we're going to take off. Lock this down. So now he has the assembly locked down, and now he's got the arms locked down. Grab a silencer. We got all different sizes. These are big ones. Those sit on here. Put them on like that. All right. Push this one. You'll see it. See how I did that? Yeah. Go ahead and do it. There you go.
There you just push that in.
Yep. It's got a little notch. It's got a hidden little notch. Everybody understand what we just did? As it's cutting, I'll go over it again. The car's in neutral. Emergency brake is off. Pull the calipers off. Pull the wheel calipers off. Use the app, find the route adapter. Tighten the adapter by hand with not with an impact. You can use a ratchet or a wrench. Put it on there. Make sure it's flush. And don't put this at an angle where it's hand tight. You'll ruin that if you'll ruin both if you get a wrench in there. Turn that on, hit the start button. It'll compensate. Once it compensates, it's like any other brake light. So who's doing it next? Oh, he's smiling. You're next. Love it. Come on. Now I want you to teach you. I want you, if he gets something wrong, point it out. Or I want all class to point them out like, oh, I wouldn't have done that. That's going to leave a mark.
I think people said it's an app store. It didn't pull it out.
Is it the app phone? Yeah, they're working on that. I got an Apple phone, worked on mine. I would just keep trying. They're working on it. We're not going to go ahead. All right, has anybody got questions about how I attached it? Okay.
What do we do? We hook it up, we hit start, we don't get the 2 green lights. It doesn't compensate.
You got a broken machine. Doesn't happen, but that's where I was showing you about the dirt. That's that problem.
Take it off, clean all the rust off.
Yeah, well, it's not rust, it's just military. It'll compensate, but it just won't get there. And that's after a couple years. I mean, well, I
might be a couple years ahead of you, like in the shop.
Yes.
Okay, so we may be.
Yep, and never. but I wanted to show you, that's, between that and that, that's it. They don't break. They really don't.
We had one of these at my other facility, and I left there before used it too many times, but the trainer that did that one said something about it wouldn't, you'd get a red light or it wouldn't be two green lights, something about take the hub off, possibly rotate it to try and...
That's if you can't get there from here. Well, yeah, that's going back to, you want to make sure that you don't have any material between the hub, you know, my adapter and the rotor. That can cause problems. All right.
Set it all the way up.
Go to it. So you can do it this way. See how I'm doing it? See how?
Oh yeah.
So I want to stand over here. Like. Push down here. There. Okay, here. Let me show you. Come on. Yeah, I've done it a million times.
Okay.
So I don't want this to go up and down. So I'm just going to kind of help it like this. It's all brand new, so the shock's got a lot of strength and power. I was in the shop yesterday, they're laying on the ground. You want new shocks? No, that's good.
How do we go through Snap-on for all parts and service for this?
Yeah,
Always.
the service would be through me. Well,
They contact you though when we go through them, what I do? Okay.
no, you're ahead of yourself. You got to compensate it first. Go ahead and start it rotating. Has he done it right? You're supposed to stop him and say he didn't do this. Go ahead. Start button. Push it. Are you wiggling? Are you wiggling and stopping? Good. Turn it off. Brake light. See, that's the important, guys. You got to, got to get this right. Otherwise, you're, that's just like using that. You can tell my rotor's a little skinny. So you want to try to have these as close as possible. All right, you're good. You're good. You're good with that. You're good with that. Go ahead and take it in. Keep going. That's good. All right. Lock down this assembly. So now this whole thing will not move. So now you're going to work these. So this is my way I like to do it. Everybody's got their opinion, but get it close. Go ahead and touch them. Can't hurt anything when you touch them. Did you touch it? You'll feel it when you touch it. The touching on both sides?
Yeah.
All right, zero in, pull them out. All right, back them off 20. All right, should be fine. Turn it on. All right, take it in. And pay attention that you don't want to hit that or hit this, because it'll break a bit. You can't be, you're getting close. Oh, you're there, you're good, you're there. All right, so this is still loose. Go back to zero, which is righty-tighty, that way. No, that's wrong way, right, to the right. You go to zero on this one. Now we're back where we started, all right? Give me 5 thousandths. 2, 5, give me 5 on that one. Lock it down. Get a silencer. And then as Jean-Luc Picard would say, come on somebody, engage. I thought that was a good one. What?
So I thought it clicked in that.
It will. Simple stuff, guys. Question. We don't have to put.
It seems like there's 3 or 4 steps to compensate it. You'd have to unscrew it from the hub.
Oh yeah, that's
180. I mean, it was a pain compared to now.
What you're paying for is that button.
Just hitting one button and
Yep.
it does it, which
Yes.
is really fabulous. But this is when you go into a shop and it's under warranty. Per warranty, you're going to have to do on car and not bench slave due to so many work rotor concerns. I mean,
And-
it is a problem.
And that pulsation, there's no guarantee by doing that on that I'll get rid of it. This will. That's why it's an essential tool. The dealership, if you're working in a dealership, they'll have one. And you do a warranty repair, you got to use one. So it's that simple. Just, compensate it. All the steps I just talked about. Pick the right, pull the rotor, pull the wheel off, make sure it's in park, emergency brake is off. Pull the wheel off, pull the calipers off. Find the right hat adapter. Clean it, assembly, put it on there. Put the machine on it, get it going, push start. Once it compensated, it's just like a regular brake light. Questions?
We appreciate it. Thank you very much.
No, it's their
Crazy.
great part is they don't break. The 2 things I was talking about is cleaning this and adjusting that. They don't break. I mean, it's technicians mess them up, but they don't break. So
I'm sure we'll have our share.
Not me.
yeah, it's straightforward. Anybody else want to do it? Yes. All you have to do is push the button. I mean, that's the key to the machine. It's pushing the button. And it's not even start. It's not even a hard one to read. It's like push the start button.
With these adapters, what size vehicle should we be able to go up to? 3/4 ton, 1 ton, or?
Yeah. I don't know what all adapter, but yes, I don't know what all kit this one they sold you because you get specialized kits.
Yeah.
So I couldn't, but again, the program will tell you. But if you're doing 4-wheel drive stuff, you might have to drop the drive shaft. If you're trying to, there's only so much the thing can turn, and that's what you'll run into.
Too much drag on the motor.
Yep. And this stuff makes very good plant food. Well, not students. Why is this good plant food?
I don't know. Asbestos. I don't know.
It better not have it.
Yeah, no
Both of
kidding.
those
No
businesses.
kid. Like really. What is this rotor made out of? Aluminum?
I don't know.
Aluminum.
I'm just throwing up guesses.
Oh.
Steel. What is steel? Iron. What do plants like? Iron. So you throw that on the grass out there, it'll be nice and green.
It's weird.
Really? Farmers do it all the time. They buy iron.
Yeah. It's now the proportions. That's the part I don't know, but that's makes it work. The maintenance you know about. You've got lugs. Oh, I didn't say about the lugs. Use factory lugs, whatever the car has. Doesn't work, use these. Is there he asked the question, what all I can do with the apps I've got. There's so many different kind of cars and adapters and stuff like that. But if you notice on all these, they've got a lot of holes on each one. So they'll fit a lot of different vehicles.
It looks like that's a pretty good hat kit.
Yep.
So I'd imagine we got quite a few.
You got an adapter also back here. That's right there. So, but yeah, that will work. I didn't. So when you're cutting rotors, mass is what you're trying to have. The more mass you have, the harmonics don't build. If it doesn't have a lot of mass, then harmonics build, you get chatter. So you can have this. I mean, this is paper thin, but you can have a rotor you can't cut, because what steel is it made out of? If it is it's a single, not a ventilated disc. It's a single disc, and it's about 1/4 inch wide, and it's made out of the cheapest steel you can imagine. Yeah, you know, it might chatter. I can't because there's not enough mass. But going back to these, this won't give you as good a cut as you would off the vehicle, because the vehicle's got the mass. Yeah. This does a good job, you know, for what we're doing now. But yeah, you don't want to. You want as much mass as you can get, so you don't have chatter. Because the chatter builds, and that's what the silencer for, is to keep that from happening.
You're trying to simulate that with the chains and strapping that down, so
Yes.
there is no.
Yes, and that's what.
Stringer.
Yeah, you want as much, but it's still. It's like people ask, well, how much can I cut off? I gotta get some numbers off of it. How much can I cut? I was like, well, how long will the battery last? You know, like one guy's like, what's the rotor made out of, right? How sharp are the bits? There's a lot to it. And my answer to that is till it starts chattering. How much can it take till it starts chattering? And once it starts chattering, I'll back it off. And you'll know it and see it. I mean, just like with that.
Now I noticed this adapter that you pointed at the back there. What's that one for?
Just an adapter. You'll run into it. What gives you to use that?
Because it looks completely different.
Yeah, it goes on here. It goes on here.
Okay.
It's just an extension.
Okay.
Oh, they want all the numbers. Nope, not that one.